Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and evening and amazing spectacular Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only master propaganda heroes like defender of the fatherland, off you to a glorious 1v1 on Crossroads. In the north, it is the one, the only Finndeed. Fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland. Here with the 1st Panzer Division with strategic reserves, Jaeger Infantry and Jaeger Armour, of all things, with packed infantry and Panzerfaust bullets. To the south, it is the angry Dutchman. Angriest of the Dutchmen. Fighting here for the Red Army, the Soviet Union, Comrade Stalin and his glorious mustache. Taking on the role here of the 12th Mechanized Corps here with guard rifle, guard motor and airborne troop tactics with infantry, mine and anti-tank and bulletins. Worth noting they're all for increased production speed. So angry Dutchmen here favoring slightly aggressive timings. And as always, a big hearty thanks to my paid supporters, these champions, these heroes of the Propagandacast. You too can join the ranks by pledging on Patreon or donating via PayPal. Links in the description. You know, let's comment, like, share, subscribe, press the bell button. Pioneer moving up here in the east. We've got the machine moving up, then we've got the goods heading westwards here. Pretty spread out approach here from Finndeed in the early game. Double counter there for angry Dutchman as he angrily sets out to claim all before him for the glory of socialism. Sandbags up here by the western point there. Steady approach here from Angry Dutchman versus Finndeed. 3rd comp squad there for Angry Dutchman. Finndeed is indeed going for the 2nd gun squad there. Pioneer advancing on the centre. Sandbags up. Machine running up here as well. Interesting, he's focusing more on the centre than, say, the resource in the west or in the east. Slightly risky, honestly. We got more sandbags here for Angry Dutchman as he angrily yet methodically approaches the map. Also a bit about why there. And got the centre victory point. Conscript moving up there. Gun is sliding westwards, other one heading eastwards. Definitely an unusual capping order here, I'd say, both sides. The Finndeed, as in particular, strikes me as being a bit out of the ordinary. Gun is squatting eastwards here. Guess we'll be seeing a 3rd one here for Finndeed, unless he's planning a surprise strategic reserve move with an assault grenadier squad. 4th comp squad if Angry Dutchman could possibly indicate airborne troops tactics then. And some SV40s. Oh, popping in there, but for some reason left two of them out there. Good push by Angry Dutchman. Caught a slightly too relaxed Finndeed there off guard. In the west, few polemic seats by the Grenadiers finally. East side, we got the Gunsman for the eastern point here by the road. We're seeing him pulling out to the building here. 3rd Grenadier squad almost done for Finndeed. Bit of skirmishing here as Angry Dutchman with more force here. Could try and launch an attack from some angles here to attack the machine gun team inside the building, though he doesn't have the grenade upgrade. We do get the flamethrowers, so I imagine that's going to be his like approach in there. Goes going to use one squad his bait to draw away the machine, allowing the flamethrower team to up to the machine gun. Finndeed, of course, sees this and does indeed pull back the machine gun there from the building. So Finndeed does not lose his MG42. Going to bring up the machine crew taking a bit of loss there, hitting the carve point there. Good push to Angry Dutchman, caught Finndeed in a rather tactically awkward spot here. Good push here by Angry Dutchman, just racing across here the terrain. 4th gun in squad for Finndeed. That is pretty interesting here, possibly indicating Jaeger Infantry. Since we can then upgrade them all the G43s, we got the 4th gun squad almost done. We got Guinea squad here, number 2 up here for Angry Dutchman. Support weapon Campanair. No sign of a doctrine yet. There go machine attacks and comps here in a pretty awkward spot. They're going to have to retreat. There we go, suppressed. And they won't be able to like do much in the fight now, since they're going to have much lower accuracy and rate of fire. With that, he just retreats rather than just lose his men. Sensible decision. I mean, the damage has been done to Finndeed here by Angry Dutchman. Resources have been cut off. Small sandbags here for Angry Dutchman. No tech yet for Finndeed. Conscript there did want to merge with the other one. I think that's what he did there. And then proceeds to lose the guy there. Big push here from Finndeed, attacking for Society. Flamethrower pioneers with Flamethrower Zone, obviously. Does mean, of course, here that Angry Dutchman is going to be rewarded a lot more now for mines here versus Finndeed. Of course, it's going for airborne troops. May not want to spend too many mines either, since he wants to upgrade his men with SV40s. But of course, this could possibly just encourage him to go for something else than instead of, SV40s just to lay down more mines. So certainly some mind games here between Finndeed and Angry Dutchman. Obviously, again, the flamethrower does give Finndeed more offensive firepower, but again, it does mean these mines will be an absolute pain in his posterior, and he will have to consider Snyder pioneers with minesweepers eventually. Meanwhile, though, tech happening there for Finndeed. Back here, we got the medics on the way there for Angry Dutchman. Steady advance here by Finndeed, going for the car partner of his opponent. He encounters two very angry conscript squads blocking the way there. But we got them shooting in. It's a zone of fire there around the car point, making it much harder if Angry Dutchman defend it without any heavy cover, which he hasn't laid down. We'll need to launch a flank assault again, get in some artillery or a fast light vehicle or tank. Units thinking about there, neither son have yet to commit to a doctrine. Contra they're being caught with infantry again as Finndeed launches a fresh push for the car point. Here's going to be being urged to push ahead there, ignoring the dangers of Angry Dutchman's conscripts. Don't worry, he can't hit most of the time. They're going to use flanking here, no flamethrowers on those gentlemen. Banker up there, like to make an control for Finndeed, still no doctrine for him or Angry Dutchman. Makes you wonder what Angry Dutchman is planning, because at this point he could go for airborne troop tactics, begin dropping in the weapons crates, or the heavy machine guns, for example. Could also call in the Guards airborne troops, which with submachines actually be quite an excellent assault unit here versus Finndeed. Or equip them with a triple light machine guns, which just makes them a really good line infantry unit. Heavy. Tank will be taking command here, probably going to be a T7 here then for Angry Dutchman, angriest of the Dutchmen. Going to use something at the car point. No sign of upgrades here for Finndeed's Grenadiers so far. Sandbags by the eastern road point. Pushing the western field point here. And more mines here. More or less on the spot when another mine went off. Thumbs up there to Angry Dutchman, because a good trick to keep in mind is if a mine goes off, it's typically not a half bad idea to set up another mine. This is your opponent, it indicates your opponent typically moves through that area, so having another mine there can be quite good. And so far, Finndeed is not doing anything to bring in another minesweeper team, so more mines would certainly be a great way of punishing Finndeed from that. MD4 took grenades in the east, could open up for the push for the eastern fuel point here by Finndeed. Meanwhile, we got the tank man up here, and there goes straight into the T7 here for Angry Dutchman, angriest of the Dutchmen. Cutting the barbed while they're well under fire. Cut her the Petrov! I'm cutting! But it's a bit difficult with them getting shot at. MD4 arriving here, T70 halfway done, Finndeed's going for the armoured car. No Pack 40, and crucially, no telemines. Western field being grabbed here by Angry Dutchman's conscript squad. Could launch a grenadier squad in to grab it. Got the eastern point, pushing for the eastern field point there. Barbed wire on the central sandbags again here from Finndeed. Diese verdammte Russen, they're ruining our precious barbed wire. Well, I'm sure they just want to use a cover. Well, I mean, why should we allow them to use cover? Flare mines here from Angry Dutchman, thumbs up. Note that using trip mines and flares together with barbed was not, for example, exclusively Soviet thing. The Germans did something similar. In fact, they would lay up flares to sort of trip off with a barbed wire, something like, cross to do, set it off, boom. They just, that way give away the positions. So, they were fun, what? T something about here, though. Constantly being pushed back with the armoured car, the Pioneers. Going to as well here, good push on the cemetery. Forced to go for the Pack 4 in response to the T70. Well, forced definitely has to go for it. Eastern field thinks he's going for the car point here. Good disruptive play by Finndeed to try and counter back at Angry Dutchman disruptive play, and we got mines here, of course, as well there. Grenadier squad, they're going to go for the Panther fast, risking a lot of damage in the process, though, and of course, there's the man retreat, so talk about a really close call there for Finndeed. Like that Grenadier squad suffered one more loss that would have been about there. So again, Finndeed's or Angry Dutchman's mines so far paying off nicely. No minesweepers in. Actually, it does have minesweepers. Silly me. But none for Finndeed. No tech yet, obviously. And worth noting, neither players yet to really commit to a doctrine. Which does beg the question, what is either side here planning? In particular with Angry Dutch, you would figure he'd go for like weapons crate drops with HV40s, because they would give a conscript, a significant firepower boost here. But versus Finndeed's going to use in the early mid game. In late game, they sort of had a punch, so it does raise some questions. It must then be either motor Gart rifle for the tanks, maybe some howitzers with Gart rifle. He said we got the conscripts back the Grenadiers. And some Finndeed similarly. Jaeger infantry maybe, but it could also be strategic reserve just for the Panther full model JB with tag race. Jaeger armor though. That can't be it, can it? No, that can't be right. Field confinement, the armoured car here in the west side. We got some mines going off the looks of it. More mines there from Angry Dutchman, very consistent mining, and we do get gut motive Angry Dutchman, ever a solid classic. T-35s, heavy mortars, guard rifle infantry, big crew repair training, and the Mark vehicle ability. Part of the Soviet's greatest hits, volume 7 through 9. Rifling off, setting off the mine there. Western Front being under attack once more by Angry Dutchman, and there we go. Calling in a heavy mortar, which again has become much more popular as of late. Though it is getting nerfed a bit here, not just the decrease in the auto fire range on it, but they're also now making so the crew sticks a bit closer together, making it a bit easier for enemy artillery to counter them.
Enemy forces are capturing our supplies.
But again, as long as you just remember to use the barrage ability and just be sensible with it, it should still be really, really good. But I would not be surprised after the nerf if just people stop using it again. And it was Western Point gravity with the conscripts. Armored car pushing westwards there. Back here, Grenadiers reinforcing. Tech on the way there for Finndeed. Still no sign of a doctrine there from our Finndeedy friend. Heavy mortar fire there on the Pioneers. Could almost takes out the entire unit. Continuing push back in the west. Or they just retreat. Tech almost down there. Grenadier pushing eastwards. Could equip one more Grenadier squad at least for now with the light machine gun, and he did go Jaeger armor. What the? Alright, breakthrough packages. Reconnaissance overflight. Mobile observation post, which gives you regal, not regal. I don't know what it is with Relic, but they really seem to have a tendency for inserting A's where they aren't there. Regal. And it was regal. Anti-tank mines can also be laid down for the half-tech, besides giving it the ability to camouflage and fire flares, quite handy, spotting scopes, and of course the Elephant heavy tank destroyer, but yeah, what is he planning? Except we guess the spotting scopes, like is he planning to equip the Pioneers with the Pioneer support package, which is actually a pretty good upgrade, honestly. Plus pan scopes and smoke grenades are also handy, I mean, make no mistake there. But except for me, I don't really know anyone who makes consistent use of half-tracks, like, for example, lay down regal mines, or, do other stuff. But we'll see here, maybe Finndeed can surprise us all. Another Pack 40 out there for Finndeed, no support because of yet, definitely getting out that fast will be pretty good. Roughing against the conscript engineers. Wrecks the cover, gets a bit of damage in there. Contra the setting suppressed here, heavy mortar firing away there. Got the barrage on the way there. Thumbs up to Angry Dutchman. Half 8 to veterans one on that heavy mortar. Pack 45s at the T7, good hit, punches straight through the frontal armour. Angry Dutchman didn't want to consider taking up himself as soon as possible. Calling in a guard squad I think could also be a good addition here for Angry Dutchman. At some point, like bring up him to 5 infantry squad to give him a significant offensive force, like really put pressure on Finndeed with. You should also definitely start I think sneak up more force into the cemetery on the western side to begin hitting Finndeed's resource income. Yeah, we are getting tech at least there for Angry Dutchman. Thumbs up. As for Finndeed, no sign of support more core. Is he planning tier 4? I hope he's not planning for an elephant stall. That would be absolutely bananas. Rifling against the heavy mortar team, though again with the heavy cover they take less damage. Still, it does I suppose send a message there to Angry Dutchman that Finndeed, can actually hit at it a bit. Comrade Commander, the Germans have sent us a message. Which is, it will slightly annoy your artillery units because we can't get her on. Oh. Usual message then. Yes. T-smashing force gun is fine. We got a lot of mines here actually from Angry Dutchman. And Finndeed still hasn't gone for a minesweeper. That is very bold. Very bold. He's caught, needs to get out of that building before it collapses on them. Trying to snipe a bit away there. Heavy mortar fire clears out the pack crew, blasting it to bits and pieces. No survivors. Rifling against the heavy mortar again. A few more kills there, but ultimately, Angry Dutchman can still get out of there easily. Indeed, still no support core. Really have no idea what he's planning here. Meanwhile, Angry Dutchman now go for the T-3485. Continuing westwards then to the cemetery. Heading the victory point. I mean, that makes sense too, but I kind of figure go for the fuel point first. And there you go. T-3485 here for Angry Dutchman. As for Finndeed, the support core remains not there. Tech is neither happening. And oh, there we go. Finndeed is now indeed going for the support core, but cut it out sooner. We'll have to see what it goes for, but against T-35s, Stooks could be a good addition. Stooks should be a very good addition. Got the western fuel point there secured. We got mines here for Angry Dutchman, very good. Armour being brought back into service. Mine goes off Nice, killing Friedrich and Rudolf. Ach nein, not Rudolf! Wait, why is it called Rudolf? It's a common German name. Really? Yeah, I think anyways. Here's the engineers. T-35 there for Angry Dutchman. Coming forward here for Angry Dutchman. There we go. Panzer IV there for Finndeed. The Panzerkampfwagen 4 ever the classic. Contra there being absolutely mauled by the Grenadiers. And almost got a wipe. They almost got a wipe. Can he get the wipe, or will Angry Dutchman's luck hold through for him? And there you go. T-35 arrives. Saves the conscript there. It sends the Grenadiers packing. Hey, mortar fire close to the machine, but not quite on it. Veteran one again. The heavy mortar team with 7 kills already. Now they hit their blows. Fritz and Reinhard into oblivion. And Dieter there follows into the great pixelated void. Needs the Chinese grab these and few engineers got running in with a minesweeper. They won't be able to do much. Finndeed is still not having a minesweeper out there is still very courageous, if slightly daft. T-35 pushing straight for the main road here. No mines, but straight to double pack forwards and a Panther first here seems to have been a not particularly well thought out maneuver here by Angry Dutchman. He's about to lose it, got the Panther ring in, and there go T-35 then knocked out. That was definitely a bit ill-advised there by Angry Dutchman. Could have been a misclick, perhaps just a brain fart. Who knows, but whatever it was, that was definitely ill-advised. Another mine goes off then Finndeed, more pioneers here for him, but that's it. This definitely gives... Oh, he's finally going for another pioneer squad, but this definitely gives Finndeed something to work with as Panther 4. Puts Angry Dutchman a bit more under pressure. Though, of course, he does have the second field good out. And for those wondering, yes, double anti-tanks remain much part of the meta. I've been saying for some time, and even some of the meta videos I've made, like just anti-tank guns currently are too effective. Might as well just state it now, anti-tank guns are just too good. In particular, the System User Field Gun, I think, is way too good as a 6-man anti-tank gun that doubles as artillery, but honestly, all anti-tank guns across the board, I think, are a bit too efficient. And I really think they ought to nerf them. They probably won't, though. But, I mean, again, we got a slight nerf there, but they need to, like, significantly, I think, tone down the performance in some way or the other. I would honestly recommend they do what they did to the Stuke 3G as a quick side note, which is they nerf the max penetration at long ranges, increase the penetration at shorter ranges. So, you can't just, get a pair of anti-tank guns and shoot at everything with no concern. But that's just, a quick side note there, because I'm seeing a lot of comments about it, people asking me about it, so, I figured just, stages out here. Yes, anti-tanks are too good. I've been saying that for years. And, again, they really should fix it, but they likely won't. But again, my suggestion for now would be just to decrease long range penetration, increase short range penetration, like they did to the Stuke 3G. The wankers. Peck put in the T70 here. Risk of leaving the T70. Oh, gets lucky there. I do find it a bit amusing the nerf this 2-3D for being too good against heavy armor, but again, anti-tanks have somehow allowed you to clear slip, so again, hence the slight insult there, because I'm still bitter about that. I'm still bitter. But yeah, again, anti-tank guns, again, too good, but I've been saying this for years. For now, the Finndeed going here for tier 4. But again, just want to point it out. So again, hopefully I get slightly fewer, remarks and questions about it. But again, I am aware, and again, I have been saying it for years. We got a marked target of Angry Dutchman. He's lost decent fuel point. I feel like also Angry Dutchman's starting to get a bit too defensive. He needs to get more aggressive and offensive versus Finndeed. Like, typically, again, the Armour matchup, and most matchups really, is, about initiative, like being able to attack, not just, bleeding out the other one very, very slowly. So typically the one who's like, get the good initiative, they can typically have a good chance of winning the game. But so far, Angry Dutch, I think, is playing way too defensive. He's not trying to leverage any advantage he does have here against the D particularly efficient. He's going for the Coh2 now. More artillery. But we'll be able to exploit that artillery. Eastern Field with seized here by Finndeed. Heavy Panzer Cop being set up there. I meant to say you got to full research. Now it's going for the Heavy Panzer Corps. Are we seeing... No, we're not seeing any, support packages. Are we seeing any spotting scopes? You're on the armoured car, which, well, gives an incredible line of sight. I don't know if we can show that here. Here you can sort of roughly see some idea how far can actually see now with that. So you can actually see quite far there. And now, of course, with veterans, it becomes even bigger. But no half-tracks, no support pack or breakthrough packages, which, again, is actually a pretty handy thing there. And no mobile observation post. We haven't seen any air reconnaissance. But the question is, actually planning a tiger tank or elephant here. Got the Coh2 out there for Angry Dutchman. Going to use the Dutchman too. Was he planning a Panther here? The mighty Panzerkampfwagen 5. Guns in the fire from the T-70. Gun has been snapped there. So many mines here for Angry Dutchman. At least Finndeed has finally gone for mines. We've got a Panzerwehr here, so both sides focusing still on the artillery. Machine they're finding out 5 kills, Reckoning 2. Counterthing mowed down. West side is seeing pretty much no action in the spot again. This is pretty much just free real estate. Angry Dutchman needs to make a good push, then just completely confound Finndeed, but again, he's just so focused across this small narrow front here, it just becomes easy for Finndeed to focus again his forces on the same front, allowing him just hold all of this without any effort. Panzerwehr right about done. Coh2 fired, got 4 kills. We'll have to see what Finndeed can do here with his Panzerwehr for 42. Ground needs some victory point. We got 317 versus 378. Mines here from Angry Dutchman. Keep an eye on the Grenadiers here. Here's the conscripts. Panther flying away here for Finndeed at Angry Dutchman positions. Got a few kills there, but nothing significant. Panther from Grant, we got Telemarks being laid down here by Finndeed. Unless we got Conquerors, the Pioneers there by the western point here, again trying to push forwards there. Immortified clearing out almost the Grenadiers there. Conquerors is Pioneer. Immortified lands close. Another hit in the Grenadiers, killing out 2. Country out in the Grenadiers by the eastern victory point, pushing back on the west side. We got country going through the western victory point. Trying to get finally extend his front line into the west, then put pressure on Finndeed there. Very good. T7 there suffers a significant bit of damage as the main gun gets knocked out, and the tank itself is almost kaput. Angry Dutchman really needs more armor. And again, I feel like he would benefit a lot from a single guard squad, just add some more elite infantry, more pressure on Finndeed, plus just push him into the 5 infantry squad range. We'll have to see what Finndeed goes next. There's going to be the elephant, there's going to be a panther. Oh, we do get air contact. At this point, I mean, he has effectively used at least some of the abilities here, though we're still not, for example, seeing the Pioneer support package, which honestly is quite handy, increased repair speeds, satchel charges, destroy cover, all very, nice things, really. And of course, a half-tech could be used just for reconnaissance purposes as well. Though honestly, I feel like one thing that is a bit weird with Jaeger, it has air reconnaissance, then you got the spotting scopes, and then you got the mobile observation posts. How much reconnaissance does this doctrine need? It feels like it's a bit hitting the, you know, overly redundant stages now. And just grabbing the Western Victory Point here, we got 292, 377 heavy mortar fire range down there. We got 16 kills halfway to the ace level. Excellent work there by Angry Dutchman's heavy mortar. And he's flanking the 3rd Divisional field gun. Handles the constant in the center. Panthers in the T-70. T-35 Angry Dutchman. Finally going for some more medium armor. Finndeed again, we'll have to see what he goes for. At this point, he's got too many units to really go for anything except another Panzerwerfer, Sturmpanzer. Got caught laying down sandbags. Western front being CC. Now we got Finndeed laying down his own mines. Thumbs up to that. Very good. Eastern still something sees like an Angry Dutchman. Just feels like he's way too passive, and also he's a bit tunnel vision in the center here and around. You know, trying to again look to outmaneuver Finndeed. You know, catch him off guard. He'll damage that way. He's just hoping that somehow Finndeed just kills himself. Which is typically like, you know, one of those strategies I find that tends to be the most questionable, because again it's very much relying on your opponent just making mistakes. I mean, sure, it can work, but you know, a lot of the time it's not what you should be betting on. So what is Finndeed planning here? Veterans 1 pack 40 here, other one also Veteran 2-1. We got air reconnaissance from Finndeed again. Looks like he's looking for more targets for the Panzerwerfer. 42. Pioneer spot on the west by the Con Squad, push back. Panzerwerfer moving forward to undercover of the reconnaissance flight to hit a good target. Probably going to go for the field guns. That said, unless he's following up on the... Oh, going for the heavy mortar actually. Almost wiping the heavy mortar crew. That's pretty good work there by Finndeed actually, but sadly not enough. Going for the Con on the east side. In the center, Conscript, the Hamos, you can see them being suppressed. Behind their sandbags, we didn't quite finish before they got suppressed. Pack shoots at the T-35 misses. Another hit with the T-70 by the Pack 40 there. Another hit there. Armour car taking a nasty hit here from the 6th Division field gun. Finndeed slowly turning up the Vicey and Angry Dutchman. Panther shoots whiffs. I think he can. No, he's not. Can't go for the Panther now. The Panzerkampfwagen 5. I mean, in theory, he's supposed to try and hold out for an elephant, but I just don't really think the elephant would make much sense here. And certainly would make less sense than a Panther.
Reconnaissance Stuka, fueled and ready to fly.
No, so far no son of army for Finndeed. Here's the comes to the western side here. Close to Angry Dutchman space. Got the T-35 moving in here. Field gun backing up there. He's taking a direct hit here. No losses from the field gun hit, but enough at least to break, cause them to break. Anyways, east side gun is flanking here. Perfecting here. Angry Dutchman's right flank. Pack forward gun is being forward. Rather incautiously, to be honest here. 40 for him though. Angry Dutchman. Oh, hits the telemine. Imagine though if Finndeed had gone for half track and laid down Regal mines, then instead that T-35 would have been dead on the spot because we wouldn't be able to get away. But there you go, finished off anyways here. Good kill there on him. Panther blitzing in, then blitzing away. Katrusha find the pack 4 and they're going to the EC. Almost popping out the pack crew. Almost. Such a close call, but once more doesn't quite land it. Will Finndeed go for the Panther now? He has the population forward and the resources. Will not bother. East side here, Pioneers was the counter. They got into the T-7 in the centre. Panther off on the right tank. The west side pressure forwards here. Almost getting some kills down the Grenadiers. But can't quite land the kills. Can't quite land it. And another telemine there from Finndeed. Thumbs up, moving up the centre with the field gun, the conscripts. Shoots and whiffs on the armor car. Meanwhile, Angry Dutchman's taking a punishing beating here from Indeed's forces, in particular his Panther 4. Got 13 kills. Veterans won on that one. Molotov and the Grenadiers are pushing out into the open. Field moving up, contra their close range to the light machine at risk of getting just utterly mauled. Hey Mortar Fire though, definitely needs some work done on the Grenadiers, and we got more holding up here. Could try and get the Hey Mortar to deal with those. We got 18 kills near ace level. T-34 some 6 for Angry Dutchman. And Finndeed just continues to float. Like, is he planning a Panther, or what is Finndeed planning here versus Angry Dutchman? Pressuring up the right flank here of the center victory point. Packs up in the T-70 here, Mortar there, firing away. We got engagement laying down more mines here to protect against the flanks there. Katyusha's ready to fire in a few moments. Could it be a pretty good target around here? Finndeed's punching up souls a bit much too close. Far barrage though, so good chance of a lot of shots whiffing here, honestly, versus Finndeed. There you go, decent out of the pack crow. Almost swapping out, in fact. Surprisingly well lucky there. And then not enough. Finndeed's going to continue to be bled out there, alongside the pack crew. Could still go for the Panther here. I mean, if he's planning to go for the Elephant at this point, I don't think it's going to ever happen. We got air reconnaissance here. And Angry Dutchman just keeps, I think, also just playing reactive. Like, he's just looking like, you know, find an opportunity to exploit here for some Finndeed. He's just like, you know, hoping that doing any of his attacks, Finndeed's make a mistake and then Angry Dutchman can punish him, instead of like looking for something bigger to exploit in terms of, say, positioning or maneuvers. Like, he's not, say, trying to like sneak up an armored force behind Finndeed to say hit the Panther from an angle where Finndeed isn't expecting it. Decent aim mortar hit here. We got 18 kills ace level though. We got 256 to 329. Grab these some points here. T70 going, or T34 some 6 with the Pioneers, not the T70. That one is awaiting repairs, which he badly needs. Part of a bash on the conscripts. Feels like Finndeed really wants to go for the Elephant. It's just like he's never gonna, like, at this rate, lose enough units for it. The question is what he's going to use it on. There's nothing here really from Angry Dutchman that particularly necessitates an Elephant there. We do get a Panther for Finndeed, the Panzerkampfwagen 5. Sam expedition victory point. Katyusha ready to fire another volley of deadly rockets here. A few seconds. Got veterans 1, it kills. Got 256 to 300. Got machine gun incentive from Finndeed. Thumbs up. Making use of his spare resources to dig in. That's a very excellent addition here by Finndeed. Placing a quick hit here from the T-34 some 6, and Reinhardt just drops dead. Panther is slowly getting ready here. Bit of air cons there from Finndeed once more. Machine gun bagger up in the center. Very good. And Angry Dutchman just sort of in a holding pattern still. We got the half-track, probably just shoot down the reconnaissance aircraft. Can also, of course, be used with the infantry. Or he could be planning to stuff it with infantry to launch an assault to Infantery's positions more directly. Should barrage off as well here. West side we got Grenadiers, Pioneers to the base here with some fortification work from the looks of it. Katyusha barrage didn't really do much here against Finndeed. There we go, Panther rise for Finndeed. Deutschland, the first Panzer shown here. Panzerkampfwagen 5 gefechtsbereit. Tiefenwagen Grenadiers, the pack following up here, counter to the center being mauled here by Finndeed's machine guns weapons, and we got the Panzer 4 they're holding up. West side is Pioneers pressure the Engineers there. Mortar. Oh, good lord, that was an absolutely punishing battery against Angry Dutchman's units. 2 bunched up there and got slapped to the ground here by Finndeed's Panzer for 26 kills, almost ace level. This is pretty brutal stuff here. Panther pushing forwards, Panther arriving, infantry moving also steady here with anti-tank gun support here. Panther force getting mauled though, but may not end up matching. Panther pushing forwards, almost got the T-34 from 6. The Panther looks like it managed to escape here. Panther shoots webs, Panther 4 knocked out, Conscript wiped out, brutal losses on both sides. Panther from the T-34 from 6, gets the T-34 here. Panther continuing to push forwards here. Almost got the T-70 here. Panther taking some light damage from all of Angry Dutchman's stuff, but it's just not enough, and Angry Dutchman's forces at this point collapsing like the Soviet Union in 1990. And with that, GG, game over, victory here for Finndeed. A loss for Angry Dutchman, a rare sight of Jaeger Armour in 1v1 here. Rather intense fight at times. I definitely feel like Angry Dutchman in Part A got way too focused on the centre of the map, forgot to explore the west side of the map. But also, like, his force composition times, I think, was also less efficient. And I think, like, he was going to keep focusing on the centre, should use smoke screens, and, you know, had some guardsmen to, like, make assaults, which I think would worked a lot better with Angry Dutchman. But there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. I learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment, all that, and do consider donating or pledging on Patreon. This is Imperial Link saying cheers, and of course, remember, yes, I am aware anti-tank guns are a bit too good. Cheers, everyone.